Maybe I just found the answers. Maybe I just found the answers in you. Come give me all your love. I want you to know we can make it together. Let the wind blow. All we need is each other. Come take my hand, you're all that I have now. I won't let you go, 'cause I found all the answers in you. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Here's the seats. Oh, there they are.
Okay, let's see. Oh.
Got Aura. Look at Aura. I got a jar of Aura. Alright, so here's I'm test driving. Super nice. Let's see what she's got in her, huh? Oh, this thing is nice. What are you doing, buddy? So I had to, I don't know if you guys can see me good. How do I turn, where's this air thing at? How do I turn the fan down? Oh my goodness, this thing's fancy. Oh, it's on stage 1, that's crazy, it's loud. Being hopeful, driving this thing, checking her out, we'll see. Everything's all digital. Digital, this, huge screen. It's even got like, I can pull up the cameras on here, and it's got cameras for car seats in the back, which is super cool. I'll do a video on that, obviously, or Sandra will, whenever, like we actually get the thing, if we get the thing. But it's super big. I'm not used to driving something this big anymore. I'm used to the Challenger now, but it's really nice and smooth. So I'll update if I get it, and we'll see what happens from there.
He's at the car store still.
He still needs to pick a bigger
Look at this
car.
fancy ass trim, dude. It's like wood.
Mommy? Yes.
Alright. Here's for your gears. Shifty bit, knocky, turny. And you got this flicker for modes. But watch this, dude. Vehicle. Bam cam. The fucking back seats have a camera, dude. Right there. Zoom in and pick whatever seat you want. Say I want like the seat behind me. Click it and it zooms in over here. It's insane. You got like, this car is stupid fancy. Apparently this is like, don't put anything sharp on it because it scratches like paint on a car. I can't even open the fucking thing. There we go. Got like all the chargers and shit.
5, 11, 12, 35, 11, 12.
Here's the key. And look at that little notch. Fucking.
Does it push to start?
Yeah. Push to start.
Does it have remote start?
Yeah. It's got remote start. You can like mute everything. You got all these controls. All the controls here. Big ass screen. Everything up here is digital. You got these things up here. What else was I gonna show you? This is like the media or whatever. I wasn't gonna show you nothing, so I don't really know anything
TikTok
else.
radio.
Yeah, I know. They were playing like some fucking stupid earlier. The memory seating, so
Ashlyn,
1 for me, 2 for you.
give me it. Y'all have your own drinks. Why do you have to steal my one drink?
And it's got. This is all the space, dude. Look at that. I can't even.
Those aren't diapers.
But all this stuff, all the room. You got plugs everywhere, and then you have the button that you just press.
That's still not a diaper.
You just press this button,
Yeah.
and it makes sure you're away, and then it shuts. Super fucking nice. Like the inside, like the wood stuff they have in it, throughout the whole car. This stuff here, like a
That's not yours. Ridiculous. Been out trying to do that shit since 9 this morning.
Yeah, I know. I should have just came here in the first place.
And it's like
Vanderveer still?
7. Almost 7.
Vanderveer still hasn't called me either. But yeah, it's really nice. I like driving it too. It's like, it's kind of like you know it's a big car, but it doesn't drive like a big car.
Quit. I'm editing this video and I realize that there's like barely any footage, barely any context, not like a whole lot going on it seems. But basically, while Christopher and I were split up, he traded in the Kia that we had. He traded in the Kia that we had. We used to have a Kia Optima, and then when we were split up, he traded that in, and he got a new, like a brand new Dodge Challenger or whatever. And then, which some people apparently didn't know that. I thought it had been in the YouTube before and stuff like that. I don't know, but don't do that. And then obviously, most of you know I got my car here in South Carolina the other month. I got my Sonata, my Hyundai Sonata. But why does this kid always have to make filming impossible for me? Literally anytime I try to film anything, she has to like whine and mess with me. She keeps handing me this book and I don't know what she wants me to do with it. What do you want? I open it and she like throws a fit. Anyways, obviously neither of those are like very good family cars.
The Challenger is an absolute hassle. What was an absolute hassle to get the kids in and out of, because it's a 2-door car, so you have to move the front seats, like you have to push them forward, and then like having only Ashlyn would fit in that car rear facing, so London was forward facing in the Challenger, which I didn't really like. Ashlyn was still rear facing, so I'd have to like put her all the way over her seat and like buckle her in. Like, it was just very difficult. Not a lot of space. Getting kids in and out of the car seat in that car was very difficult. My car isn't all that reliable, it seems. I've had a lot of issues come up with that car. And I don't necessarily like driving everywhere. When we go somewhere all together, Christopher almost always is the one who drives, and he doesn't like driving my car, so like we ended up taking the Challenger most of the time, and it was a huge hassle. It really hurt my back, and like it was just a pain in the ass. Not a good family car. My car's just not reliable enough, so we needed something different, and so we decided to trade the Challenger in for an SUV, because we've been needing an SUV and like a better family car. So we went to trade the Challenger in. We went to a couple of different dealerships, and we looked at like multiple different cars, and like we weren't super picky on anything. We just wanted something nice in third row. So because obviously like eventually we plan to have more kids, so we're gonna need more space. Like right now we only have 2 car seats, so like a third row wasn't an absolute thing like right now, but knowing that we would want more kids in the somewhat near future, we've been saying we need to get a third row, because you know we didn't want to get like a 2-row SUV now only to have to trade that in and get another car in say like a year or something like that. We decided to just go ahead and go for the third row now, and it's like you can't really have too much space. Like we don't need the third row yet, so we can like, if anyone rides with us, or we can lay those seats down for extra room for like groceries or anything that we're putting in the car. But yeah, we said we wanted a third row, so we went and looked at a bunch of different things. Like we looked at the new GMC Acadias. We looked at a Hyundai Palisade. We looked at a Chevy Traverse, which was an older one. It was used. And honestly, the car dealerships did not have a whole lot of inventory when we were going. Like they honestly didn't really have much to choose from when it came to third row vehicles, which was kind of annoying. And like at one point Christopher had it stuck in his head that he wanted like a Dodge Durango, and like, I mean, I didn't really care as long as it was third row. I mean, Chevy Traverse, Dodge, there's Durango, there's Journeys, there's the Acadia, there's like Suburbans, and there's like so many different options out there, but like these dealerships didn't seem to have very much stuff. Like they were selling everything fast, they were waiting on new shipments, and even like those shipments were like mostly spoken for, and like, I don't know, it was a lot of crazy stuff. But we went to actually the same dealership that he got the Challenger from, which I went with him to the first 2 dealerships, but I had to stay in the car because we had both kids, and we had Aura with us because this was when we were in the hotel and we didn't want to leave Aura behind, because we know dealerships take a long time. So me and the kids were stuck sitting in the car for like so long. They were getting antsy. I was getting irritated, and I was like, don't know why I even bothered coming. Like I thought I wanted to like look at the cars and stuff, be able to look at the cars and stuff too, but I was like, nah, sitting in the car with these kids for hours waiting on these dealerships is not it. So after like the first 2 places that day, Christopher dropped us back off at the hotel, and he went back to the next dealership by himself, which is the one we actually got the car from. And he ended up spending, like I mentioned in the video, we left the hotel around 9 in the morning to start looking and go into the dealerships and stuff. And he did not get back to the hotel with the new car probably until like close to 8 or 9 that night. So almost 12 hours that day spent trying to find something and get approved and do all the paperwork and like wait on the dealership and everything. So that's such a huge hassle. And so I was so glad that I was not there for that whole time with the kids, because that would have been absolute hell. But yeah, we did end up getting a new car. You kind of see what Christopher showed a little bit in there, but it is a 2022. I'm like really congested because we went from Ohio back down to South Carolina, and like that trip always makes me get like some sort of like sinus issues going on every time, like allergies, sinus, I don't know what it is, like change in pressure, change in humidity, something. My nose has been like completely stopped up for almost a week, and yeah, I sound gross. But as I was saying, got the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee L or whatever. So it is third row, which it seats 6 people because it's like 2, 2, and 2. The other like main thing that I knew I wanted in the third row was I wanted the middle row to be captain seats. That way the third row is easier access, because like whenever it's a full bench in the middle and you're having to like fold seats down and stuff, I didn't like that. Like I had experience with doing that with all of my mom's cars because she's had so many third row cars, and I knew that like the captain seats were a lot easier than the bench ones. So it's like super high tech. It's got, like I said, 3 rows of 2. It's got like a big screen. It's got all these different settings. It's got something called Fam Cam, where like on the big dash in the middle of the car, like in the middle on the screen, in the middle of the dashboard, there's a setting where you can click Fam Cam, and basically there's a camera that's on the ceiling in the like back middle area, and it looks down over the back 2 rows. So like you don't have to worry about like having like a baby mirror or something on the headrest so that you can look in the rear view and try and see them, even though it never lines up right or anything. Or like buying one of those, like I know you can buy like the cameras that have the screen that you can put on your dashboard up front. Like you don't have to do any of that. Like it comes with the overhead camera that shows you like the whole back 2 rows, and you can like click to zoom in on any spot, and it'll like pull up bigger, like zoomed in on whichever one you click. So that's a really nice feature to have when you have like young kids, especially rear facing kids. That way like you can check on them and you can see what's going on. And I know that's gonna be like a huge help, like with like, I know how I feel as a new mom with my anxiety, like having like a new infant baby in a car seat in the back, and like you can't really see them. So I know that having that feature in the future when I do have another like newborn is gonna like really make me feel so much better, and it's gonna be so convenient. So that's like one of my favorite features that car has. I mean, it has like the auto save settings, so it's like we both have a key programmed to our seat settings because Christopher and I drive so differently. So like we can choose our own profile, which is like programmed to our own keys, and when you get in and you start the car, like you can make sure it's on your profile, and it'll automatically like adjust your seat to your specific spot and everything for you. And it has Wi-Fi. That car has Wi-Fi in it, so like, you know, it's real easy when you got kids that get sick of being in the car, especially on long road trips. It definitely helps. So yeah, it's a nice car, and I'm glad we got it because we've really been needing like an actual family car. Like we've had a Jeep in the past, like a SUV, but honestly, like we had a Jeep Compass a few years back. Some of you might have known. First we had an Acura, 2007 Acura. It was Christopher's first car. Yeah, we had the Acura. We traded that in for the Jeep Compass. Right? Yeah, we traded the Acura in for the Jeep Compass when we when London was younger. So yeah, we traded that in for the Jeep Compass, which honestly, the Jeep Compass was almost the smallest feeling car that we had. Like, the trunk space was good, but the back seat wasn't like full size and the door wasn't full size, and so with rear facing car seats in there, both seats had to be like basically your knees to dash all the time because of the car seats in the back. Then we traded the Jeep in and got the Kia Optima, which surprisingly had more room than the Jeep did. Going from an SUV back down to a car. Surprisingly, the Kia had more room, and it was like full-size back seat, so it wasn't as uncomfortable having two rear-facing car seats. Like, Christopher could have his seat at the right setting for him because he's taller and he has his seat further back, and it wasn't a problem, whereas with the Jeep, like, he had to drive closer than he usually would. So the Kia fit them two fine. Couldn't fit anyone else in the car, though. And then, like I said, the Challenger, he traded the Kia in for the Challenger while we were split up. And, like, the Challenger, like, their car seats fit, but like I said, London wouldn't fit rear facing, which it's not that big of a deal because of how old and big she is now. Like, she's almost to the point of being forward facing anyways. I still didn't necessarily like it, but it was the only way it would fit, and it was just a huge hassle. And my car fits the two car seats rear facing fine. It's a full size car, but like I said, a lot of issues going on with that car, like a lot of bad sensors and check engine light, and just no. At the end of the day, we just really needed a family car. So we got this new third row, and hopefully it lasts us a long time, and we do not have to trade it in for anything else anytime soon. So that's the rundown. Sorry that my YouTube skills have been so shit lately, but life feels so crazy, and I am just like way in over my head right now and just trying to survive. So like, I'm trying to get back into YouTube, and if the videos that I put out now are a little like random or scattered or like no context or just like random clips, I apologize. I filmed random things here and there while we were going through all of this stuff, but honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I like truly sat down with the camera and like talked about anything that I was doing. So it probably is all very like scattered and hectic and maybe even hard to follow, so I apologize, and hopefully that improves here soon, as things start to go back to normal, which it's probably not going to be normal anytime soon, honestly. So that's another topic for another day. I don't want to get into that because I don't have time. Anyways, sorry that my YouTube skills have been so poor lately, and hopefully it's not too torturous to sit through right now. I need to just shut up.
All the more scars start to heal when I'm with you, and I can't explain how I feel when I'm with you. Just give a little bit of your heart, give a little bit of your heart to me.